Warning, the following video contains things that religious people might find offensive. Viewer discretion is advised. To the rest of you with a sense of humor, enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Am I Playing? And today we're playing Bible Buffet. Not only is it Bible Buffet, but it's version 6.0. Okay, we gotta choose a question category. Let's just choose 100. And we gotta give ourselves a name. WTF. What the fuck? So we're greeted by a board game, apparently, which resembles Candyland, and we gotta spin the wheel. So this way we can move around and shit. And I got a 1. Player 1, what the fuck? Good luck. That rhymes. Anyway, we're going to get into the game. And, you know, it's funny, but what the hell does any of this have to do with religion? I mean, the word Bible's right in the title. And I don't remember Jesus going around destroying tomatoes and collecting vegetables with, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to clean your ears with it. I don't know. But, okay, we spin the wheel again. And let's see what we land on. Alright! 3! Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have said the alright, but I cut the sound effects out in this. I didn't mean to do that, but that's how it turned out. But the game has an actual clearly spoken voice in the game, and it sounds really funny. Anyway, so we get back to more of this vegetable collecting. And we go around through here. You know, surprisingly enough, this game's actually not bad. You know, I know the nerd reviewed it, and before anybody starts calling me a ripoff, hear me out. The game actually isn't bad. I mean, the only reason there's a what the fuck segment on it is because, let's face it, the game's pretty weird. And it's just got a wrong title. But all around, this game's not bad. Controls are very smooth. The objective is basic. You get to the goal, you kill vegetables and foods. You know, it's actually a pretty decent game. The only downfall I'd really say is that the board game section, which the wheel takes forever to spin, and it has that creepy voice. But the sound effects resemble something that you would hear on the Atari. And but that's not bad. I mean, yes, for an NES, that's bad, but I actually like those sound effects. Controls are pretty decent. You got A throws the the fucking whatever the fuck that thing is. I don't know, the thing you clean your ears with. Q-tip. That's the word I was thinking of. And B puts down an oil drum, which explodes. What this has to do with religion, I'll never know. Maybe Jesus was, you know, some kind of food terrorist. Maybe he went around bombing restaurants with oil bins and throwing Q-tips at everybody. You never know. But last time I checked, the Bible said that gluttony was a sin, and what are we doing here? We're just eating all the food. So, hypocrisy in action. Anyway, let's spin the wheel. Let's see where I land with a 6. More potatoes. You know, it's funny. This game has various themed lands. Like, you saw me in Vegetable Land before, now I'm in Potato Land. There's a fast food land, and all sorts of different shit. And I'm going to make my way to the exit. Let's see what happens next. damn, I lost a turn. But here's the here's the funny part. I'm the only person playing. So is it really losing a turn, or, you know what I mean? Some of these things just make no sense. That's why I think the board game is flawed. Oh, I got a pop quiz with no questions. Now, I'm just going to go on a limb here and say I think this is where the religion comes in. I think that all these questions are supposed to be religious, and you're supposed to read them in the manual. So I'm assuming that's where the religion comes in. And we go back to the board game with the wheel taking forever. Oh no, I go back a square and lose a turn. That's just annoying. All in all, what they really need to do here is just get rid of the board game portion and the quizzes and just have a whole bunch of levels like this. And this would actually be a good game. I doubt the nerd would review this game if they got rid of the other stuff. If they just kept that and called it something else, like I don't know, Cheeseburger in Paradise. Well, Jimmy Buffett might sue me for that one. I don't know if they called it Super Food Fun Time Hour Snacking Bit. Okay, I suck at titles. But that, or just the buffet. That would work. I mean, that would be a far more appropriate name for this game. And I know people are going to give me flack for saying that I thought that this game was actually entertaining, and it is pretty damn good. But I have to say, it has good gameplay. It's just the fact that it's an unlicensed Nintendo game and it has supposedly religion in it. People just assume that it's a bad game. But it really isn't. And, you know, there's not much else I could say on this, except I'm about to die soon. Ooh. Well, with that being said, I think I'm going to call it off here. Thanks for watching.